Good evening, fellow Grumps. How's everybody doing? I'm fine. Thank you for asking. Even though the whole universe is shutting down around me, at the end of business day today, this is Monday, right? Well, we all know this is Monday. At the end of business day, Monday, every bar and restaurant in the state of Illinois is going to shut down until further notice. I think it's until April 1st or something like that. They're only going to be open for delivery and pickup, but they're not going to have anybody sitting in restaurants and sitting in bars. They want to keep people apart as much as possible. So I can't. It's hilarious. Plus the fact that my retirement counts are. I'm being wiped out, folks. But I'm not afraid. Really, I'm not. Life goes on, video goes on, and today we're all doing videos for the year 1981, which is the birth year of our friend Sir Ian of Mountfordshire. Happy birth year, Ian. So I had to get on Wikipedia and look up movies from 1981 because I couldn't remember that many of them. And so I got a list of 10 here. They're not in any particular order, just movies that I liked from that year. And it turns out that of all these 10, I only own 3 of them. Well, that's kind of interesting, but let's go here. Starting off with... Oh, I'm not supposed to touch my face. Oh, shit. Starting off with The Evil Dead. Very clever, very creepy horror film. Just a little bit too intense for me to watch very often and have a good time with it. But I have to appreciate it because it's a very, very well-made film. And I've never seen the remake and probably won't. I also have Evil Dead 2 sitting on the shelves, and that's a whole other video. But that's pretty clever, too. Next is The Four Seasons, starring Alan Alda, Carol Burnett, Rita Moreno, Jack Weston. A very funny movie. Sandy Dennis is in it. Very funny romantic comedy that is always pleasant to watch. I like it very much. Next is Mommy Dearest, the true story of Joan Crawford and her daughter Christina. Yeah, sure it is. You know, after I saw Mommy Dearest, I went home and I called my parents, and my dad answered the phone. He said, hello. And I said, why did you adopt me? And he said, are you drunk? And then my mother grabbed the phone, and I asked her, why did you adopt me? And she said, maybe I just wanted a little publicity. And she hung up. So, true story. It really happened. Okay, Mommy Dearest. Yeah, that's one that I do own. I mean, that's a classic. You know, it was eerie that Faye Dunaway just channeled Joan Crawford the way she did. Next up is Polyester, which is a very funny movie directed by John Waters, starring Tab Hunter and Divine, the best drag queen that ever lived. And I actually saw that movie a few months ago. It was when the art theater was still open. They showed it for one night, and I went back to see it. I hadn't seen it for years, but I saw it when it first came out, and I still have the original Odorama card that they gave out at the theater. Scratch and sniff, right? And believe me, you do not want to scratch number 2, if you know what's good for you. I can't believe I kept that all these years, but that is a terrific little addition to my TV room. I like it very much. Okay, Polyester. Next up is Raiders of the Lost Ark, which is a movie that I think everybody in the universe likes, and I do too, but I wouldn't mind seeing it again. Another movie I haven't seen in all these years, An American Werewolf in London. Very good horror film. Absence of Malice, directed by Sidney Pollack, starring Paul Newman and Sally Field. Very, very good drama with a lot of good actors in it, and I haven't seen that in all these years either. Also haven't seen Escape from New York, starring Kurt Russell, directed by John Carpenter. Very clever film. Very, very, very apocalyptic. Back when we weren't doing as many apocalyptic films as we are now. Next up is My Dinner with Andre, directed by Louis Malle, and it starred Wallace Shawn and Andre Gregory. Just two guys that are overheated intellectuals having dinner in a really nice restaurant and talking about everything under the sun. That's all it is. But it was a fascinating little movie to watch. And I guess there's a Criterion Collection version out. I haven't seen it yet, again in all these years. And finally, I think this is 10 films. Finally, the movie Reds, directed by and starring Warren Beatty and Diane Keaton. I saw that when it first came out as well, and saw it in my Warren Beatty film class, which was a couple years ago. And we actually sat there in class and we watched this very, very long film all the way through. And I like it, I appreciate it, but having seen it the second time, I think that it's way overindulgent on the part of Warren Beatty to make such a long film. I think it could have been much, much shorter and therefore a little bit more intense and more exciting. But That's just my humble opinion. I think I listed 10 films here, but okay. So let me know what you think, and I'll be sure to watch everybody else's videos. I don't know why I'm putting my glasses back on because the video is done. Comments are welcome. So, good night.